Hey, what's going on, guys? Log.zip here. Minecraft 1.14 added in two very small blocks with two very large secrets behind them. The smithing and fletching blocks. Unlike all the other new tool blocks that were added into the Minecraft 1.14 Village and Pillage update, these two blocks in specific, when right-clicked, do nothing. In fact, you can even craft the blocks in-game right now. You'll need 4 oak planks and 2 iron ingots to make the smithing table, and you'll need 4 oak planks and 2 flints to make the fletching table. But they have no player use right now. In fact, their only use in-game right now is to turn nearby villagers into toolsmiths or Fletcher-type villagers, complete with trades and all. So then what gives? Well, it seems like this was planned from the start. Check out this article on Minecraft.net. In the article titled Minecraft Snapshot 19W11B, make note of the following section: smithing table and fletching table. Smithing table is crafted with 4 planks and 2 iron ingots. Fletch table is crafted with 4 planks and 2 flint. Villagers use them as a work site, and we've decided not to add the functionality for these blocks for this update, as we want to make sure that they're useful for the overall gameplay. We have a great idea for them for the next major themed update. So my friends, what exactly are these two new blocks going to be used for? I think I have an idea. I think it's a starting point for a brand new combat system coming soon to Minecraft. Maybe even in the next update. And how did I come to this conclusion? Well, in today's video we explore just that, so make sure you tune in to the end to learn more about my thoughts on these blocks and about what we've discovered so far. Minecraft 1.15, anyone? So, why do I think it's combat related? Well, it's worth noting that this combat change has been talked about for years, and even officially as of almost a whole year back. In fact, check out these clips from my show, MNU. The following clips were live on YouTube back in July of 2018.
Because I have an official announcement about combat changes coming to Minecraft very soon. Speaking of gameplay updates, we've got some more community members chiming in on this combat system discussion. Helen tweeted out, calling all competitive PvP players, please follow the directions and respond to this thread below. A lot of people replied that adding a simple game rule to switch between 1.8 and 1.9 in older combat would solve that problem. And of course, a lot of people enjoy the spam clicking of 1.8, so I don't blame them. It is so obvious that there are so many passionate people who have had their own opinions on combat. Even you guys. I mean, honestly, look at all these comments.
Yeah! If you want full-length clips of MNU with more info about them, check out the end of today's video, but as you can see, there was a ton of talk about this proposed combat change a long while back, even from the devs. And as you can see on screen now, the developer in question, Tanner Pearson, really dove into some detail in a longer tweet that he put out. He outlined his thoughts on the content, making note of numerous things such as fast attacks, heavy attacks, performing combos with your fast attacks, lunge attacks, vertical sweeps, strafing, dealing more damage based on where you hit your opponent, changes to armor values, changes to swords, adding more versatile weapons, even suggesting changes to defensive items such as shields or ranged items such as bows. There's a lot in the tweet, and by the way, everything you see on screen today is going to be linked in the description of today's video, but as it happens, just a couple weeks ago, Tanner ended up leaving the Mojang team, as his 18-month work contract with them had finally expired. We thank you for your contributions, Tanner. Now, the Minecraft community is a large one indeed, and sometimes even us YouTubers have a few words to share. Who'd have thought, right? Longtime Minecraft YouTube veteran AntVenom had this to say on Twitter. AntVenom went on to say, if a large percentage of users for your game begin asking for a toggle to, quote, bring back the old insert feature here, end quote, you made a bad update. As a developer, saying it has to be this way is just denying the reality of your mistake. With the first response to his tweet coming from someone linking to the #1 suggestion on the feedback website, which, by the way, was the combat update. Aubrey Norris from Microsoft goes on to say, we know. The Redmond team is literally game jamming on combat this week. We aren't going to just rush out a change that might make things worse to say that we did something. It needs to be thoughtfully done the right way, which will take time. Thanks for understanding. She goes on to clarify that, quote, once we find a solution that both the Bedrock team and the Java team are happy with, we'd put it in beta to get feedback. This is a really important detail that Aubrey let us know about, because if you didn't realize, Bedrock and the Java version of Minecraft are closer than ever to being at the exact same place in-game, because for the first time ever, a major update was released on Bedrock at the same time as Java. So what you're seeing on screen right now is the official Minecraft feedback website. And look at this page. Provide feedback related to crafting, combat, and general gameplay. No bugs, no support issues, or lists of random ideas. And as I said, the top post on the feedback website has about 1,500 votes and says as follows. Add option for Legacy Combat, 1.8 and below. Many people, including myself, prefer the old combat. Adding a toggle for it would help players choose how they want to play. And as you can see, there are a ton of comments left underneath this original one expressing the same sentiment. Now, obviously, 1,500 votes is less than a fraction of a single % of the total Minecraft player base, but it does show that combat in Minecraft is at the top of everyone's minds. Especially these guys, because they're probably sick of me attacking them. But all that's fairly old news, back from 2018. Why don't we fast forward to January of this year? Back on Twitter, Aubrey Norris is once again answering the questions of fellow Minecraft YouTubers. This one from IBX Toycat, who is intrigued by shields being added to Bedrock. Aubrey is seen saying that there will be no Combat Update V2 just yet, and that it's going to take a long time to put together. They just wanted to make sure they brought shields to Bedrock Edition. The Combat Update, though, is a much bigger overhaul. And so, my friends, that brings us back to modern times. With the latest Minecraft 1.14 Village and Pillage release, we now have this smithing table and this fletching table. And as much as our villager friends here rather enjoy working at these blocks, they still don't do anything. If Minecraft 1.15 ends up being the combat update, what would these smithing and fletching blocks do exactly? We could look to a crazy rumor going around the Village and Pillage's update official trailer, where a very peculiar item is thrown into the air by the villager, and it kind of looks like blue redstone dust. Now, even though the Minecraft developers and people from Microsoft and Mojang have exclaimed that this was a video rendering error, it begs the question, if it was such an error, why was redstone dust also in there alongside the bluestone dust, or as some people have been rumoring to be called cobalt dust? Well, no one knows for sure, but for now all we're able to do is wait, well, and speculate. And so now we reach the part of the video where I give you my general idea of what I expect this combat update to potentially look like, based on my experience as a Minecraft player for roughly 10 years. And of course, we'll have a couple wild theories to go over as well. You guys like wild theories, right? No? Whatever. First things first, I think the fletching table is going to act like a sort of loom, but for tipped arrows. We'd be able to craft the special arrows in a much easier to understand crafting table. What are you saying? Gosh, these guys are annoying. But so is crafting tipped arrows. Right now, you need a lingering potion and the arrows of your choice made in a crafting table as follows. But getting a lingering potion is hard enough. You have to go to the nether to get blaze rod to make a brewing stand, get blaze powder to cook with the brewing stand, grab items to make into potions, and of course once you have those potions you'll need to add gunpowder to them just to turn them into splash potions. But then you have to travel all the way to the end just to bottle up some dragon's breath, just so you can use that dragon's breath to turn your splash potions into lingering potions. There's literally so many steps involved in making these tipped arrows that by and large they go completely unused in Minecraft, and it would make perfect sense for a fletching table to be the new place to make those. As for the smithing table, let's look at what's on the block. We see a hammer there, and we see what looks like some kind of set of tongs in order to, I don't know, tong stuff. When I see hot iron rods and hammers, I assume it has something to do with perhaps combining weapons. Whether that means putting two existing weapons together or adding extra features to existing weapons such as gems, enchantments, and etc. Or other auras, you know, maybe add 5 more pieces of iron to an iron sword to get an iron longsword with greater reach. Maybe it's a slower swing, different attack damage, different weapon speed. Perhaps the smithing table will be used to turn existing tools into weapon alternatives. What if the shovel was good at, oh, you know, something other than shoveling? Maybe you could use a shovel to stun your opponents and knock them silly in place. Maybe you could use a pickaxe to pierce through armor that other creatures have on. Heck, maybe even the hose will get some use. Imagine using a diamond hoe for combat. Wouldn't that be the best update in the world? It doesn't have to be weapon modifications either. I mean, part of combat is armor. What if you could use the smithing table to make very special custom crafted armor with its own unique abilities? Or even some crazy theories. Back in the earliest days of Minecraft, there was originally going to be a quiver added in-game for archery. We could see the return of the quiver in the new Minecraft update. Maybe it's a way to hold more arrows or use them for different purposes. What are you looking at? Maybe you could even combine a pickaxe with a regular axe with a shovel and make an awesome multi-tool. It's hard to say, but one of the most important things to keep in mind is that Minecraft is a game for all devices, which means they want the combat update to more than likely work the same no matter where you're playing Minecraft, whether it's on a computer, a console, your phones, or tablets, which means they need to make a combat update that will work with phones and tablets, which are a little bit harder to work with compared to a mouse and keyboard or even a game controller. To me, that means combat is probably going to stay fairly simple because you can't go too crazy on a phone with mass clicking and hotbars and moving around backwards and blocking a shield at a moment's notice. It's gonna be simple. Well, maybe not simple, but easy for phones at least. Minecraft is a fairly simple game. You place, you build, you mine, you craft. And while I miss the old combat, I also appreciate the new combat that's been out since 1.9, complete with cooldowns, piercing abilities with the axe, cooldowns for your ender pearls, shields. It's made for some really awesome custom weapons when using commands and resource packs together. Will it all disappear with the latest update? It's hard to say, and only time will tell. So make sure you hit that bell. Get notified for the next Minecraft speculation video we make on this, where we can find out as much as we can about the upcoming combat changes. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section giving your thoughts on what these two blocks might be used for. We'll see you later.